Hundreds of sun-seeking families expecting Florida palm trees and magical theme parks were instead plunged into a real-life aviation drama when their transatlantic flight pulled a baffling U-turn after hours of flying in circles. Virgin Atlantic flight VS135, operated by a massive Airbus A350-1000, took off from London Heathrow at approximately 2 p.m. But instead of soaring across the ocean to Orlando, passengers spent 5 gruelling hours in the air only to land exactly back where they started. Trapped in the sky. 2 hours of silent panic. For the first hour, everything seemed normal as the high-tech jet climbed to 36,000 feet. But as the aircraft reached the very edge of Irish airspace, the final point of return before committing to the vast, empty Atlantic Ocean, the plane suddenly halted its westward journey. Instead of crossing the sea, the pilots entered a prolonged, mysterious holding pattern. For nearly 2 agonizing hours, the plane traced dizzying circles over the Irish coast. Down on the ground, eagle-eyed flight trackers watched in absolute suspense as the flight path began to look like a giant knot tied over the ocean approaches. Why were they circling? The mammoth aircraft was heavily laden with tons of fuel meant for a 9-hour crossing. To avoid a potentially catastrophic overweight landing back in London, the crew had to spend 2 hours burning off fuel just to make the plane light enough to touch the tarmac safely. The U-turn and the child technical issue. Eventually, the agonizing decision was made. The flight was abandoned. The crew dropped the altitude to 21,000 feet, swung the nose of the giant plane around, and raced back to London Heathrow. A spokesperson for Virgin Atlantic attempted to downplay the mid-air frustration, stating, "Flight VS135 from London Heathrow to Orlando on Monday the 13th of July returned to London Heathrow due to a child technical issue and was subsequently cancelled." While the airline insisted the situation was merely a child technical issue, aviation insiders revealed that the aircraft was actually battling a navigation system fault. Without proper navigation tools, pushing across 4,000 miles of deep ocean water could have spelled absolute disaster. The flight by the numbers. Flight number VS135, London Heathrow to Orlando. Aircraft registration GVELJ, Airbus A350-1041. Total time in air, roughly 5 hours of going absolutely nowhere. Time spent circling, nearly 2 hours of tension over the Irish coast. Final outcome, flight cancelled, holidaymakers' plans in tatters. While Virgin Atlantic apologized profusely and scrambled to rebook the weary travelers, the nightmare of the flight to nowhere is one these holidaymakers will not be forgetting anytime soon. Somewhere in Orlando, excited children and exhausted parents were left to wait another day for their dreams of sunshine to finally come true.